When I say the phrase, the American dream, what is the image that comes to your mind? It may look different for all of us, but I think there will be some common threads. The American dream tends to be indicative of the quintessential American success story. Whether it be the bright, shining house on a hill, the car in every driveway, or the hope for the change that brings a better tomorrow, America's leaders have long sought to encapsulate the ideas that make unique American greatness possible. Each year, children are born in this country, and new people come from all over the world to seek their fortune, to seek their possibilities, their greatest selves here in this land of plenty. But is the American dream a dated concept? Or worse, a deceit of the powers that be? Or can the American dream survive into the 21st century? Tonight, I want to examine what the American dream represents, look at some of the criticisms of it, and ultimately argue why an American dream is still a reality that will lead us into the future. How might one define the American dream? First and foremost, the foundation of the dream rests on the principles of liberty and equality of all peoples. For our founders put in their founding document that all men are created equal. But the American dream goes further than just equality of people. The American dream speaks to an equality of opportunity. Foundational to the American ideal is the idea that through hard work and dedication, any person can find success in America. One need look no further than the uniquely American success stories that dot the land around us. From the captains of industry who started as ordinary workers with big ideas, to the children of humble parentage who have grown to lead this nation politically, stories abound of the American dream throughout our nation. But is the American dream a dated concept? Is the American dream simply a set piece of Americana, relegated to the paintings of Norman Rockwell or the well-kept front lawns of Leave It to Beaver? There are some critics today who might say that the American dream was a fabrication to begin with. They would call it a social construct, meant to inspire false hope of prosperity in an unequal nation. John Steinbeck once said that America's poor see themselves not as an exploited working class, but as temporarily embarrassed millionaires. Could it be that the American dream was meant as a deception towards those who may likely never reap its benefits? Still, there are others who say the American dream definitely did exist, but that it's gone away. In the face of a global economic catastrophe in the last decade, when so many people lost everything, from their jobs to their homes to their savings, there tended to be a fundamental shaking of our belief in our system. Had the promise of American prosperity and social upward mobility been dealt its mortal wound? People who had worked hard their entire lives on the premise of promised prosperity found themselves falling behind or being left out entirely. Even as our nation recovered from the economic and social damages, many were still left wondering if the American dream was now separated by a chasm of insurmountable inequality. However, through all of these doubts, through all of these challenges, one thing has remained resolute: the idea that there is a promise, the American promise that America works together. For you see, the emphasis we place on the American dream often focuses on individual achievement, but it is only made possible through collective collaboration. Success in America is not solely the fact of individual merit. It is the solution that comes from all of us working in tandem with one another. America is united not by race, religion, creed, or gender, but by the shared promise of providing for ourselves and one another a nation that is worth preserving. For America only works when America works together. The American dream that our nation's founders established has grown over the course of the last 2.5 centuries. We now see that it can embody a diverse array of people from all over the world, from all walks of life, in an inclusive conspiracy of love. The American dream states that anything is possible in America. For in America, you can come to its shores with nothing but $1 and a dream, and yet you shall have a seat at the table, a chance to create a better world for yourself and those around you. It is inscribed on the Statue of Liberty, where it says, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free." That is the American promise. And it is that American promise that dares us to dream. America is great enough to accommodate those who would seek prosperity in its land. And it is adaptable enough to include the diverse array of people that make us an American spirit. It's one thing to say the American dream exists, but it's quite another to be part of keeping it alive today. To those of you listening, I would implore you to do what you can to keep the American dream alive. Regardless of your fortune or background, you are an essential part of the American story. If you ever feel like you can't keep the dream alive, that the dream is lost, give back to your communities. It is the communities around us that create the possibility of American prosperity. If you ever feel like you have nothing to provide, help those who are less fortunate than you, or empower the young minds of America. For if you ever feel powerless to be a part of realizing the American dream, you can encourage those around you. Encouragement is not limited simply to those you know. It could be friends, neighbors, children, or complete strangers. Because you see, we are all in this together. America is about more than just a common idea or a common ideology. America is a common dream. America is a common destiny that all of us share with one another. And you can realize the American dream by stepping up as a leader. When you lead by example and lead through service to others, you will find that those around you are the ones lifting you up. If we help those who fall down in this nation, we may find that the next helping hand is helping us up too. Because though we as a nation may fall down sometimes, still like dust, we shall always rise. So if you believe that the American dream is something dead and gone, look not to the past and how it may have been lost. Instead, look to the future and how you can breathe new life into the fundamental vision of the American spirit. The distinguished poet Langston Hughes once asked us, what happens to a dream deferred? Looking to today, we could ask, what happens to an American dream deferred? It does not fade away into the dust of history or be consigned to an impossibly unattainable ideal. If anything, the American dream is ready to explode into the 21st century, strong in the conviction that we as a people shall always rise together. The American dream is not dead, for America is alive and well in the hearts and minds of its people. Though it may transform over time, the foundational beliefs that are core to the American spirit are as stalwart as Lady Liberty herself. For the American dream shall live on, so long as America is filled with people who dare to dream of a brighter tomorrow. Thank you. God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
Thank you very much.